In section 4 of CCIE voice mock lab number 5, I'm going to configure voice gateway and signaling. The HQ and SiteC router will act as MGCP gateway. We are to use this following information that is provided. Network layer should be clocking for network layer should be from the network side, and PRI clocking for layer 2 should be from the user side. We will configure the MGCP gateway on the HQ router, register that to the call manager using the first available port. MGCP PRI gateway, we're going to make sure that all inbound and outbound MGCP traffic is originating from a local interface, which is your voice VLAN. Service provider is sending 10-digit direct inward dial for inbound call. So basically what is happening is, if there is an inbound call coming from PSTN to your IP phone, your PSTN provider or your telco will only send the last 10 digit of that number. We were to test an inbound call from HQ phone to HQ phone 1 by dialing the following range of DID. We will verify the gateway functionality by making an outbound calls to 911, and whenever such calls are made, we have to make sure that the caller ID is set to a particular value. For SiteC, the router will act as an MGCP gateway as well, registered to the same call manager. However, it will only use the first 12 channel of the E1 PRI and make sure that all inbound and outbound H323 traffic is sourced from the local interface. Now, telco is sending 8-digit direct inward dial for inbound PSTN, same thing as HQ, except that HQ is sending 10-digit, SiteC service provider is sending 8-digit. Alright, so these are functionality. We will again do the test by dialing the SiteC phone, and we'll also test by dialing emergency number. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is call manager. I'm going to add the first MGCP gateway, that is my HQ site. The router that I'm using is 2801, and you can type show diagnostic on the router to identify that, or show inventory or show version. The domain name will be hq.ccievoice.com. The HQ is the domain name of the router, the host name, and this is the IP domain name that is configured on the router as well. Use the default group for your choosing the right call manager to register to. This is the motherboard where all your voice card will be installed. So for different router, that might be a different scenario. So you have to find the where the voice slot is. I'm going to use subunit 2 because that's where my T1. Now you will probably have VWIC 2 and 1MFT T1 E1 or VWIC 1MFT T1.